Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to the Objectively Bad podcast. As usual, your boy Dan and Chad, Don and Jared. And we're back with an incredible episode where we're going to be giving an in-depth review to the greatest movie of all time that I didn't see and I know nothing about. Chad, what's up with what the fuck is it even called again?
You forgot what it's called. You forgot what the world's greatest movie that you haven't seen that you're actually giving most of the analysis for.
Yeah.
You forgot the name of the movie?
Yes, a little bit. Oh, no, I remember now. Shelter, right? Shelter?
Yeah, it's Shelter. Yeah.
So, if you weren't here last episode, we briefly mentioned this new Jason Statham film, which we, just by, like, the look of it, I coined the term action slop. Just, like, typical shitty action film. The only thing I've seen about it, is there a lighthouse involved?
There is a lighthouse involved.
Yeah, I saw like a news article title where it was like Shelter. It was just like Jason Statham escapes a lighthouse or like defends a lighthouse or some shit. That's all I know about it. What happened?
That is a part of the movie. If you desperately want to watch Shelter, which is now being deemed as the best movie ever by someone, skip ahead.
Skip ahead.
I don't know.
You mean skip past it? Oh, you mean for the podcast?
Skip ahead.
I thought
if you're watching or listening right now.
I thought you meant skip the movie ahead. I'm like, was the movie that boring in the first half?
No, if you want to see this movie, go watch that movie in theaters everywhere, literally everywhere.
Yeah, you know what else?
You look around
everywhere. The Melania Trump movie, which is selling great numbers right now.
It's definitely making money. It's stupid. Anyways, back to Shelter, the greatest movie of all time. So for anyone who wasn't here last week or is just tuning in or is new, hello, welcome. Happy to have you. Through a radio quiz that I do every week, won tickets to an advanced screening of the movie Shelter with Jason Statham and other actors in it. No one really big. Bill Nighy's in it, but that's about it. Not Bill Nye, but Bill Nye with a Y at the end.
Yeah, not the science guy, the British one.
Not the science guy, the old British guy. He was good in it. So I got to see an advanced screening. It wasn't that like grandiose at all. Like it wasn't, the experience itself was like I went to a normal movie theater. It was mostly people who had won the tickets that were there from the looks of it.
So you didn't get to meet Jason Statham?
I did not meet Jason Statham. I was under the impression, even though no one said it, and I don't know why he would be in Colorado instead of, I don't know, wherever they're premiering, London, New York, probably London. I think he produced it, so probably in England. It was pretty normal. It was a slightly weird crowd in the sense of it was a lot of people that were either in like some sort of movie club or won it, or maybe there was some corporate people there. I don't know. There was a group of like 15 people that all had the same shirt on. Some people behind us were like a movie club. There's a couple rows that were like radio winners.
Dude, it's the image to me of like a film club, like really big film snobs. You know, they have posters of like The Godfather and 12 Angry Men in their room going out
some
together
random
to
French
watch
film.
Yeah, some random fucking like Nigerian film from the 60s. They just go to watch Shelter by Jason Statham and they're like, this is cinema. This is incredible.
So first of all, they should.
Yeah,
it was cinema. It was one of them. The movie group was more just like old people that liked watching movies. I don't think it was like snobby film critic-y people. It was kind of a general crowd.
Gotcha.
You walked up and there was some people at like a table and you just signed in. You're like, this is who I am. And they're like, all right, go here. The email I got specifically said, don't go on the stairs to the left, take the escalator and pass everyone. And then I get there and I tell the guy, I'm like, yeah, I'm for this. I won something. He goes, I'm like, I'm just going to go up the escalator. He goes, no, you're going up the stairs. And I was like,
what?
No, like this email specifically told me not to do that. What? And he's like, look, I work here. He was kind of snarky with me, honestly. It's whatever.
Why does it fucking matter like, which way you go?
There was a line going up the stairs, but the it like really made it seem like the email was like, don't get in line, just go up the escalator and then find a table. And then he's like, no, I know what's going on. You know nothing. I'm like, bro, I'm just reading. This is what I've been told. Anyways, it's fine. I got there. I went with a buddy. We got to catch up a little bit. It was good. Dan, it's exactly what we expected.
Cool. Good to know.
It's exactly as we thought it was going to be. It wasn't bad by any means. Like, I don't think I had a bad time. There were some fun action sequences, but it's classic, like, a movie got put out. It's a movie. I don't know. I think my Letterboxd review was along the lines of, like, it was one of the Jason Statham movies of all time.
Yep. Right up there with The Beekeeper 2.
Yeah. Yep. The Meg. Gotta throw that in there.
Yep. Crime 101, The Wrecker, Safe
Hobbs
House,
and Shaw.
Greenland 2 Migration is a movie coming out next year, which is
I forgot about that.
It's going to be a documentary of how the US takes over Greenland. Seemingly.
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry, it's coming out this year. I'm sorry.
It was fine. If you win it for free, go see it.
Oh.
If you really like Jason Statham, go see it.
Sorry.
Otherwise,
just need to interject. All those movies I said were not Jason Statham films. They were related films for Shelter. Maybe.
Oh, okay. That makes sense because I've been seeing ads for that Greenland movie for some reason. I'm like, I don't think that's Jason Statham.
No, the Beekeeper has Jason Statham in it. The other ones don't.
Yes, it does. Okay. It was fine. Like I said, the crowd was kind of weird. They weren't too bad. They did clap at the end of the movie, which I was like, guys.
Is that like...
No.
Is that because it's a premiere? Is that like... You know, like...
I think that's it. But that's the thing. It wasn't even like a premiere. It was just an early screening for a movie no one was going to watch.
Rock was in the room with them, so I think...
Yeah. But again, I think they just do that because they're like, I'm going to an early premiere. This is awesome. I'm hyped. Like, I think that's it. Well, that's also true.
Lick his balls a little bit.
I wouldn't be surprised if they all signed a contract that said you have to give a standing ovation. First person to sit down gets shot. That's my guess.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. Jason Statham finally killed this character that had been following them the whole time. And a bunch of people clapped, and we were like, I was like, really?
Wait, they clapped like at the scene in the movie.
Yeah, they clapped at that, and they clapped at the end of the movie, and it was like, what? No one is here from this movie production. It's not like there's like even like a random producer or like, I don't know, one of the smaller actors, but is like from here was putting it on. It just like, it was just put on.
Yeah, that's strange. I mean, maybe they just really enjoyed the movie. Who knows?
I guess. General like plot of the movie. Jason Statham. Like we were kind of accurate when we first went into this last week, but Jason Statham is an ex like I don't know, Army Ranger or like special services for England. He's not doing it anymore. He gets found. Essentially, MI6 makes this like AI thing that can like it just tracks video footage and finds people of interest. And he gets deliveries because he's on an island. He gets deliveries from this uncle and his niece. And there's a storm, the boat crashes, and the uncle dies, and he's like. Jason Statham helped taking care of the niece, and he goes into town to like get some supplies to like help her ankle heal. And they get found out, the island gets raided, and then he's like, I've got to kill these people, or I got to stop this, and I got to get you to safety. And it's like, it was fine. It was kind of interesting. Like at one point, MI6 realized who he was, and they were like, oh, we don't need to kill this guy. We just need to bring him in for questioning. And then there was a separate MI6 guy that just like, he had gotten fired, but then stayed on at MI6, but only the prime minister knew about it. And so he was fighting everything actual MI6 was doing, which was kind of interesting. But it was otherwise generic action movie. Some fun moments. They kill his dog, which was kind of fucked up. Like, I didn't think they were gonna do it, and then they did, and I was like, oh.
I feel like a lot of these action movies have a dog getting killed for some reason.
Fucked up. That dog was cute, and you got like 20 minutes of screen time with that dog.
It tugs at the heartstrings,
and then some guy just like shot it. Yeah, a little bit.
I mean,
this movie wasn't.
The most iconic dog death I can think of is that. Have you heard of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the anime?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Literally episode 1. There's slight spoilers, I guess. The main villain of like the franchise, but mainly season 1 and 3, Dio he kills his father, and then he gets adopted into the JoJo family when he's like 15 or something. Within the first like 5 days, like couple of weeks or months, whatever it is, the timeline I can't remember. But like very soon after moving in, he straight up just kills JoJo's dog, Danny. He like puts him in an incinerator, just like instantly. No, like, so first of all,
fucked.
Within like 10 seconds of stepping off of the horse carriage, because this takes place in like the 1800s, at the JoJo mansion, within like 10 seconds of getting off, he kicks the dog. Just like fully kicks the shit out of the dog. And then a few.
What's the reasoning?
Dio's just evil.
Or is he just an asshole?
He's just evil. Okay. He's just an asshole, yeah. Okay. And then months later, he just puts it in an incinerator.
Huh.
Yeah, and there's like later in that season, when another character dies, there's like a Lion King head in the sky like animation with like all the dead characters and the dogs there as well. It's really funny.
Oh my god, the dog.
It's really good.
Damn. But yeah, you don't watch Shelter. It's not bad. Like, I don't want to go out and be like, it was a bad movie. It was a fine movie.
It's not a movie to go to the cinema for. It's a movie that when
watch it on streaming if you're interested.
A few months later when you're bored, go put it on.
When it comes on cable and it's the middle of the day on a Sunday and you need to start watching a movie and then eventually fall asleep, put it on. The gunshots might wake you up.
Now, another movie came out recently that I haven't seen, don't know too much about, but is of like more of intrigue than this, is, you know, Markiplier, the YouTuber?
Yes, so I've heard of this.
Yeah, he released a movie, filmed, produced, financed, and acted in it himself called Iron Lung. Yeah. Now, it topped the charts for the day it came out in the US. It made like 8.9 million in its first like opening day. And weirdly, from what I saw, and Markiplier posted like a short about this on TikTok and YouTube, the charting company, all the cinemas that have like the charts, took it off for the next 2 days. It topped the leaderboards for the charts, then they just took it off.
They took it off the charts or took it out of theaters?
The charts. They just took it off the charts.
Oh.
Which kind of makes it seem like the cinema industry is annoyed that an independent film did so well.
I mean, weird. It does sound like that. That is weird. Did they put it back on the charts?
I don't know. I haven't seen any more news about it, but Markiplier made a thing that it just took it off because like he understood, like understandably he didn't think it would stay number 1 each day. But like it went from first to like just not on there, and there was movies at the bottom that were making like nothing. So that was a bit strange. But yeah, the movie itself is like, it's quite interesting. The fact that first of all, a YouTuber funded a full-on movie, got it in cinemas, and it's doing pretty well is very cool.
It's awesome. It's really sweet.
I never watched him play Iron Lung. The only thing I know about the plot is people explaining it. The general plot, from what I can tell, it's like an analog horror game that he's obviously made into a movie where I might get this wrong, but basically the plot is that it's a man in a submarine and he's alone in the submarine, and the whole entire plot is that he is navigating through an ocean full of blood, from what I can tell, and there's no visible enemies or anything. It's basically a movie about, or movie/game about the person in the submarine slowly going insane, like hearing noises, just like kind of losing his mind. Seems like an interesting concept. I've seen people review the movie. Obviously it's like low budget for cinema. I'm sure it's okay budget for independent, but low budget for general cinema. Markiplier is not like a classically trained actor, I don't believe. And it's his first big project like this. So there's people giving the comments of like, Yeah, the sound effects could have used a bit of work. Some of the directional acting leaves a little to be desired. But in general, it seems like he did a pretty good job with it. I mean, what are the ratings for it at the moment?
If it's still on the charts.
6.7 out of 10 IMDb, 93% Rotten Tomatoes.
That's not bad.
For the audience review, 44% for the critic reviews, but critics can go suck a dick.
Sure.
It was 2 hours and 7 minutes. A lot of people saying it could have been shorter.
Okay.
But overall, like, a really cool for, again, a YouTuber to come out with a project like this. Considering the game itself, I'm pretty sure the Einlung game is like really short. I think it's like meant to be like 6 minutes long or some shit.
Oh, wow.
It's like a really, really short game. And Mark just like took that and made a whole fucking movie out of it, which is kind of insane.
Apparently Troy Baker's in it, which is cool. Jacksepticeye does a voice for it. So that's kind of fun.
The player controls an unnamed convict who explores an ocean of blood on a desolate moon in a small rusty submarine nicknamed the Iron Lung.
Huh.
It was interesting. Cool. It's a cool concept for a game for sure.
I mean, I'm always supportive of like small indie projects that have a lot of passion and can hopefully be good. I mean, obviously we're big supporters of like YouTube, especially YouTube content creators. And how it's cool that an individual person can make a living and make really cool content like yourself. And I guess like ourselves, we're making content.
Yeah. I mean, like most of the time,
willing to call
YouTube has got way more industrialized, industry taken corporate, you know, over the recent years.
Sure, it happens. But, you know, there's still like the allowance for an independent person who does things their own way. Like, it's kind of, I don't even want to say it's become like corporatized, but like Dropout is awesome. They've managed to find a way to like, they're not fully on YouTube. They do a lot of Patreon stuff, or not Patreon, but like their own website.
It's mostly their own platform now, but they built, it was College Humor beforehand. They built it up through that.
It's cool that like they didn't necessarily need a big budget to start. And that's a really cool thing is like, you know, without YouTube, I don't know how like an indie movie developer really can do well. Like, I don't know how
you need to somehow build up an audience. To get the
attention of someone big.
Yeah, you have to get the attention, then do like a GoFundMe or something, but that's quite difficult.
Yeah.
Like,
I imagine YouTube, you can just drop stuff and just hope it gets viral.
Yeah, there's probably stats somewhere, but I imagine the amount of GoFundMes that are actually successful and hit their target is very low.
Oh, it's gotta be such a low percentage.
So yeah. I mean, we talked about it last week a little bit with like a lot of the big corporations, entertainment corporations, just putting out just like run-of-the-mill stuff just to make money. And they don't really care about the heart and soul of the projects and making actual good content. So when independent creators come along, even if it doesn't end up being like a 9 out of 10, the fact they're trying their best to do something unique, something they really care about, you can feel that. Like, I'd rather a 6 out of 10 movie that I can really feel someone's effort poured into it than a 8 out of 10 that just is quite generic.
Well, that's how you get like cult classics, where you have movies where like for certain audiences are 10 out of 10s, but for a lot of people, they're maybe a little weird, they're maybe a little experimental and they don't hit. But like you said, I would take that where it's like, okay, it's like a 5 or a 6 to the general audience, but for some people it like, they really, really love it, versus generic, like it's gonna make some money, it's gonna be like a 7, but it's you're not really gonna rewatch it, it's not gonna make you think, you're not gonna sit here and go, man, I gotta talk about this.
I think one of the best examples I have of this, not a movie, but I guess you can call it a TV series, it's more of a web series, is, have you ever heard of Video Game High School?
Yeah.
So Video Game High School, for those of you who don't know, is a YouTube web series that came out in like 2011, 2012 by Freddie Wong, who is still probably is to this day. He took a big break, but was one of the best animators on YouTube. Not animators, VFX artists, I should say. And he created a series called Video Game High School, where, as you can tell by the name, the main plot of it is that a guy who's really good at a shooter game kills a character called the Law, who's like the #1 in this shooter game, in a random public server. And because of this crazy kill on this really good player, he gets invited to join the Video Game High School, which is just a super elite high school for really good video gamers. And it's like 3 seasons, and every time you're in a game, the characters like act in the game, and you're like, you can actually see them like with the guns in the combat environment. You have racing games, fighting games. So like, considering it's a YouTuber product, not like a studio backed thing, the art and VFX is really good. And even like, it's like very like cheesy, sort of like, it's cheesy acting. It's like dumb teen drama and stuff, but it has so much heart and soul in the series. I go back and rewatch it so often. I think it's one of my top 10 favorite shows of all time. Just for like how good it is for its time. And like, I feel like a show like this is not something you'll ever see from a big mainstream creator, company or anything. You just won't see stuff like this ever. And it's just so cool. If you haven't seen Video Game High School, please watch it. It is so good.
Is it just on YouTube?
It's on YouTube, yeah. You can go watch it all on YouTube. It's on the Rocket Jump. It's on the Rocket Jump channel, which is Freddie Wong's channel. It's genuinely, it's like, it may take a bit of getting used to because it is quite old. Again, the acting and plot lines are a bit cheesy, but there's just so much heart in it. It's so fun. And it just keeps getting better and better as well. Like by the time we get to season 3, the animation, again, it's like 11 years old. The VFX, I keep saying animation. The VFX is really, really good for like low budget YouTube stuff. The stories in it are really cool. Like I think the season 1 episodes start off being like only like 10 minutes long, but by the time you get to the finale, it's like hour-long episodes, like half an hour to an hour-long episodes. It's just sick. It has like some pretty like some of the actors like you have like some like actual just like YouTubers. Like one of the main actors is Freddy's brother. One of them is the guy, do you remember Epic Mealtime?
Yeah.
So one of the actors, the principal, is the main guy from Epic Mealtime. He plays the principal great. I think he's great in it.
Nice.
It's just a super, super good show. I think I saw like a mini documentary about it like a year ago, talking about how like ahead of its time it is. Just how unique it was as a series, because it was kind of bridging the gap between, it was at that weird time where YouTube wasn't like really professional and high quality. And then this comes out. It was getting there. And then this comes out. It's like, whoa, this is like TV level good.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
I remember like years ago when I was still in college, I was talking to my mom about something. And I was like, yeah, like I think I might like look into VFX, or like I was kind of thinking about like doing it or doing something around it. And I would bring up little things in movies for like, yeah, you see that? Like that's fake or like whatever. And she was like, man, are you going to ruin watching movies for yourself? And no. The answer is no. I think it's not necessarily a bad question, but it's like, if anything, I'll just get a better appreciation for better things. Like I can still watch older movies that have good practical effects and be like, this is sweet.
Yep.
Like the movie The Thing, I think is a fantastic horror movie. It's great. It's old. It's like the 80s, I think. It might have even been the 70s. It looks kind of realistic. I mean, it looks real. That is the thing, is because it's all practical, but it's like, sure, could it look more realistic? Does it kind of look like it's an animatronic? Yes, but like, I know they put a ton of effort, and it's like, for the time, it's really cool. Whereas you go now and you're like, CGI can be very good. It's been proven. And I'll watch something where you can just tell it's lazy CGI, or they just didn't have enough time or
that's
whatever.
The thing. I don't think so we've had a lot of movies, especially in the MCU of the past 5 years, where the CGI is really bad. You have Thor Love and Thunder, where it was really bad. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, where it was really bad. Then you have shows like Doctor Who, and I was talking about it last week, Smallville, where those shows aired in the early 2000s. A lot of the VFX, by today's standards, is just bad. Like, it looks really bad. However, at least for me, and I'm sure for a lot of people, it doesn't take away from the show at all. Like, when I see the bad VFX in Smallville or in, like, early Doctor Who episodes, it's not like it's objectively bad. Podcast.
Sure.
Name drop. But it's not like it takes away from the experience. One, because I know it was old, so, like, that plays into it a bit. But also, I don't know, sometimes with the show, if the show has a certain level of silliness, I think you can get away with things looking bad because it kind of like plays into it a little bit. Or like with something like Smallville, there's a certain like gap from reality because it is a superhero show. So with some of the things looking dumb, it kind of plays into that gap from our reality. Same with Doctor Who a little bit.
It's
I also
kind of
just
okay.
think with VFX, to me, as long as they're serviceable, as long as they get the point across of what the story maker's trying to show, it doesn't bother me if it's bad. Obviously, if it's really good, it elevates it more. But like mid VFX is not going to take away from something, in my opinion. It's only going to take away from it if it's like egregiously bad, or like there's a gap, but or it needs to be consistent as well, because in Smallville, it always quote unquote bad for current times, but it's at least consistently of the same scale. You don't have like one scene where something looks incredible, then another scene where it looks terrible. Whereas that was kind of the issue with the MCU recently, where you have a lot of MCU movies or even scenes in the same movie where the VFX looks incredible, and then you have one random scene like the floating head in Thor: Love and Thunder of that kid, where it just looks horrendously shit. And it's just, it really takes you out at the moment, in my opinion.
It's also when we talk about like MCU movies and some of these kind of really big budget, like blockbuster movies, you know they have the money to do this correctly because they've done it before, and we know that they have big budgets. So do it correctly. When like either an older project, like Smallville didn't have that big of a budget, at least to start out at. I expect it to look like kind of like shit because it's from the 2000s and the budget's not that big. You're dropping $200-300 million on a Marvel movie and it looks like shit, and it's like really? I know you could have done that correctly.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm not even necessarily blaming the CG artists. It's usually producers and executives who are usually just going, hey, I need to put out 6 movies this year. You got to hurry the fuck up.
I think we've talked about it before with game releases. It's the same reason why no one was mad about Silk Song being delayed for so long, because they knew that the indie developers, the 3 people making it, needed the time to make it good.
Yeah.
Whereas you have games like, you know, Call of Duty that comes out every year and is always kind of shit and underpolished and unfinished. Football Manager 26 got delayed a year and then still was a shit product from what I've heard from the community. You had it with Cyberpunk, has recovered now, but it did start pretty badly.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky, again, has recovered as well, but started really poorly.
Yeah.
I think there's just a big thing in the industry where I think there's a really big shift happening, or like a gap, where you have like corporations who just want quantity over quality, and indie developers and people who do it for passion who want quality over quantity. And I feel like that gap is just getting bigger and bigger as time goes on.
Yeah. I think at some point it'll turn around, because you do hit a point where like so many people start talking about how they don't like how shit this is, and then they eventually need to learn from it. Like, I think the Marvel movies have been getting better. Like, I enjoyed Thunderbolts. I enjoyed Fantastic Four. I thought those were good. Captain America movie last year was eh. One thing I did enjoy that just came out was Wonder Man. I don't know if you've been seeing anything about this,
I've seen one
Dan.
clip from it. That's about it.
Honestly, I watched the whole thing in like 2 days. It was really good. 8 episodes or 30-minute episodes, so it doesn't take that long. Disney Plus.
Gotcha.
It's about a guy who's just trying to be an actor, but he also has powers. I'm not going to spoil it too much because I think it's worth a watch. But I like that it's a grounded story for the most part, just about a guy who's just trying to make it. It's not about how he becomes a superhero or how he fights crime or he uses his powers for the greater good. It's just it's a real story that takes place in the MCU, not, all right, let's make a story and then at the end there's big laser CGI fight in the sky. Like, it was good. I enjoyed every single episode. They have a fun like kind of news story / like flashback episode with Josh Gad in it, which like didn't even really have the main character in it at all, which was really good. They bring back the guy who played the Mandarin, Ben Kingsley. Which was really, he was great. The main actor's really good. I don't know if I've seen him in anything. Like, it was good. There's a chance Marvel's turning a new leaf. I mean, I'm not necessarily like fully sold on everything they do, but if you have, I mean, it's like 4 hours of your time, maybe a little longer with ads and stuff. If you have time, give Wonder Man a watch. I think it was fun. I mean, especially if you like Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, I'm being negative, but there's always shining lights in different areas. Like you said, Marvel seems to be turning a new leaf. I think I saw someone come out and say at Marvel that their new direction going forward into the next phase of the MCU is doing less stuff. Like they're doing less TV shows now, less movies, and just trying to make each individual thing a lot better, which is obviously a really good way for them to go. I think the gaming industry over the past like 3 or 4 years has had a lot more big AAA hitters. Like Elden Ring was obviously massive and really good. Baldur's Gate was really good.
Baldur's Gate was great.
Claire Obscure, Oblivion, Expedition 33. Yeah. Technically indie project, but it was quite a big indie project.
Yeah.
But that did really well. And we're looking at GTA 6 coming out soon. We're looking at The Witcher 4 in the pipeline somewhere in the near future.
Yeah.
I do think
Elder Scrolls 6 within the next century.
I mean, let's be careful about Elder Scrolls 6. We've talked about it. It might not be good.
Yeah, you're right.
But I feel like the gaming industry has a lot more big projects because I feel like the late 2010s was that period where we were getting a lot of those. Late 2010s, early 2020s was that period where we were getting a lot of unfinished products. Like we said, No Man's Sky, Cyberpunk. Call of Duty was in a really bad place around then. Not that it's any better now, but it was in a really bad spot. So I think we're slowly improving there. We are just definitely in an era where indie games, I think for the past 10 years, honestly, indie games have been like kind of really big in general.
They've been really shining.
There's a genre of game that I keep seeing be referred to as friend slop that's really popular, which is like, it's like basically games that are like $5 you play with your friends once or twice and never touch again. It's like it's like
Peak
Peak
or like Pal World,
Fall Guys. Gang Beasts is another one. There's and no disrespect to those games. I think Peak's really good.
No, they're fun.
I only played it a few times because I kept having optimization issues. Like it would keep crashing my PC whenever I played it. It was really annoying. It might be fixed now, but both me and my friend I was playing it with kept having our PCs crashed every time we played it.
Yeah.
Golf with Friends is another one that's been out for like over a decade though, and it's a really fun game. There's a lot of friend slop games. I don't think there's an issue with it because like there's never a bad excuse to hang out with your friends and play some games for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it.
The only issue is that when you do play a new one every time and you're just spending $5 and never touching it again. I mean, to be fair, $5 on a game, it's cheaper than going out and getting drinks with your friends.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you buy a $5 game and you put 10, 20 hours in it, that's multiple hangouts where, like you said, you go out to the bars with a buddy one night, you buy one drink, you're spending more than $5.
Yep, exactly.
Depending on where you are, I guess. But at least where I'm at, and I know where you're at, the $5 on one game isn't too bad. And you own it. You feasibly could sink a ton of hours into it.
Yep.
It's rare because a lot of them are basically really fun party games, but eventually the gimmick wears off of like, all right, there's truly like Peak I really enjoyed. I actually played it quite a bit. I'm curious to see what my hours.
You're also not going to play them solo, which is kind of, I guess, maybe the issue with it, because gaming has become
it begs the question.
A lot more solo.
Yeah, it begs the question how much you'll actually like play. I have 20 hours in Peak, but I feel like I got my money's worth out of it.
I have 12 hours.
Enjoyed it. I mean, it was a way for me to play some games with friends that I don't normally, play.
Yep.
It's a fun time. But yeah, there's a lot of those coming out. But honestly, if you're an indie developer, it's not a bad idea for something to make because you just have to focus on one type of gameplay and just make it fun.
Make it fun to play with people and people will play it.
I mean, if 1 million people buy it for $5, I'm sure Steam takes some of that. Well, Steam definitely takes some of that revenue. But even if you're only getting $1 back, that's $1 million.
True.
Simple math.
Very good math.
I'm not saying you'll just, casually go viral. That's difficult to do, but
yeah, it is difficult. I mean, like
it beats buying a game for $80 that you play twice.
It does for sure, and I think that's why it's so popular because cost of living crisis and all that is a big thing in the Western world. Can't imagine what it's like trying to buy $80 games when you live in like Brazil or Namibia or the Philippines. Much more difficult. Because I know there's a lot of games that don't change their prices based on the income per region. So an $80 game in the US will still be 80 USD in Brazil, and they struggle to purchase it. Whereas I know there are some developers that do change the pricing for different regions, which makes it easier for them, which is good. But yeah, the price of things does make it difficult. Makes it easier when you have a $5 game or even a free game where you can buy it easily. Speaking about game development, indie development, I was, before doing YouTube, game development was something I was really considering going into, because
Same.
I think for me, I really struggle doing a job where I'm only using like one skill consistently. So for example, if I was doing only sound design or only web design or only graphic design, I like YouTube because I get to do recording, editing, graphics with like thumbnails and stuff. Streaming is a bit different as well. I like a job where I can use multiple skills all at once.
Yeah.
And game design is almost like the peak of that. If you do everything yourself, you do sound design, you do story, you do art, you do the gameplay, you do everything.
Yeah.
Which is really fun. I think the really cool thing about game development though is that not only can you develop the game yourself, but if you wanted to, I see a lot of people do this and they're really fun to watch. It's like game development, like shorts or YouTube videos. You can even live stream making your game, and you can make a lot of content for your game through that. And then that can also, like, if the game development goes well, in terms of the YouTube videos, that can help fund your game. It can also help get more eyes on your game. It's like a really perfect time in the world to do something like that, because promotion comes through YouTube, but YouTube can also make you money for the game, which helps you make more of it without going bankrupt. It's like a nice cycle you can get into really well. So if you're ever thinking about
I give it a try. I mean, you never know if you're gonna make it, and technically speaking, the odds of you making it aren't necessarily very high, but I'd say they're a lot higher than they were 20 years ago, where you don't really have a good way to advertise and like you said, if you make it big enough on YouTube to where that you can start monetizing your content, you can start making some money while you're making the game. And it's a little bit of extra work to make a short, but a lot of times if it's just something that you're already doing, you just record it and get good at some basic video editing.
Yeah, you learn a new skill as well.
Get good at making shorts. You learn a new skill, which is never a bad thing.
Well, you know what?
It's a doable time.
Here's a bit of advice. Clip this from a professional YouTuber that makes money. If you are wanting to get into a creative industry of any kind, whether that's music, game design, film, recording in front of camera, if you want to get into a creative industry, it is a great idea to make YouTube videos about your industry you want to get into. If you want to do music production, upload your progress on YouTube, upload songs you've made. If you want to get into game design, upload devlogs about the game you're making. Because even if your own indie development projects, your own YouTube channel doesn't like turn into a career for you, you can then show that on a portfolio to a industry you want to get into. And it helps a lot. If a indie game company wants a new graphic designer and you already have 300 videos of showing the graphics you've made for your own indie game, they're more likely to hire you because they can already see your work as compared to someone who has nothing in their portfolio. It's just overall, I think making YouTube videos is such a good way to learn new skills, possibly create a career for yourself, but also just create a portfolio for an industry you might want to get into. I generally think like it is one of the best things you can do if you're at all interested. If you're at all interested in that like sphere of a career, it just helps in like every single way. There's pretty much no downside to it at all, in my opinion.
The only downside is it takes more time.
Takes more time, and if you don't want to get like famous and have paparazzi follow you around, which is not really going to happen. Like I have 400k on YouTube and like tens of millions of views, and I've never been like seen in person by a fan yet.
Yeah. It's also, you can be anonymous on the internet. It can be difficult, but like we're showing our faces, we could just choose not to.
Yeah.
It's not like if we never showed my face, I'm going to be walking around the streets and someone goes, wait a second, I know that voice. I'm going to stalk and ruin the life of this person I enjoy. Like,
exactly.
There are celebrities who have like accurately stayed anonymous. Like it's possible. You have to put a lot of work into it, but it's possible. But yeah, I agree. Outside of the time it takes to do YouTube, it's not a bad way to kind of either help supplement money if you get monetized on YouTube, or, you know, if you're able to make a video about something and teach something. A lot of people say that like you truly know something about a subject if you can teach it. because not only can you do it, but if you know how to explain in maybe simpler terms and maybe more complicated terms, like how to do something, and do it accurately and effectively, you know how to do it. So it also helps you hone your craft if you have to talk about and go, I did this because it does this, this, and this, and this is why, and all that. You're creating an audience that could be marketing for whatever you're doing. You're teaching people, which people might come just to be taught and don't really care about your game, but they like the idea of just watching, game dev stuff. You learn how to teach people, and maybe you end up liking video editing and video creation. I know, I've learned that I actually enjoy it quite a bit, and it's something that I enjoy doing.
Yeah. And on top of that, something we've not taken advantage of, and I haven't taken advantage of that much, is that short form is obviously booming at the moment. And all it takes really is one short to go viral, and you can kind of ride that wave if you're smart with it and make a career out of it. If you do a game dev log short where you show off something really cool and that short goes viral, capitalize, make a bunch of videos, and then get an audience through that, and then you can just keep building. I think a lot of content creation and success as an individual indie developer, whatever you want to call it, there's obviously an element of luck. A lot of it comes down to luck is the thing. When you get that initial boost, it's luck. When I uploaded my first video on the Lankman channel, after 2 weeks I had 20k views, which is very lucky for a first video on a channel. Very lucky.
Yeah.
But it's not luck that I kept uploading good content and capitalized on that initial boost. When I uploaded Broke the Ball in episode 1 and it got a shit ton of views, it wasn't luck that I kept uploading videos after that and kept capitalizing it and kept making good videos consistently. That's where skill and smart thinking and time and dedication comes into the equation. So you got to capitalize on when something good happens to you, but nothing's good is going to happen to you unless you try. That's why I think putting in the effort is useful in that sense.
Yeah. There's also something to be said about if you're looking into doing YouTube creation. One thing we talked about this podcast where we said at the end of the day, if it doesn't become super viral and super popular, we're completely content just doing this for fun and doing it as a way to talk with each other once a week. But we, even through the advantage of let's say it takes us 3 years to, maybe we get super popular in 2 years from now or 1 year from now. We also have a backlog of, I want to say 74 episodes at this point.
Yep.
So, sometimes you might put out a ton of videos and you're getting 100, 200 views and it's not necessarily doing something for you. But maybe you make something, you make a video, you make a short of it, it goes viral, you go viral. Now, instead of having one video, you have 100 videos or 50 videos that people can watch. And presumably your you learn along the way, but presumably your content is all good. If you've made one thing that's good, presumably the rest of it's good. You never know. But if you can kind of have that backlog, that's also super effective. And again, for stuff you're doing something else, you're an indie developer, you're whatever, the backlog, like Dan said, is a great portfolio of, hey, I have all of these videos demonstrating all of these things. Oh, you want to know how I made these sprites? YouTube video. I don't even need to I'll tell you about it if you want, but you want to do your research on your own, here you go. It's on the internet. I've given it to you. It's an effective tool.
It is. Honestly, there's a part of me that still would love to go into game development at some point. Sure. I'm just too bad at time management to be doing that, to be honest.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh well.
It is cool. I have heard, at least on the more corporate end of game development, it's one of the worst software
industries,
engineering industries, because it's the cool thing to do, which means they can work you to the bone and they can pay you the least because you want to be there, because you're doing a really cool thing. But if you told me my job as a software engineer was to, I don't know, do something mundane. I know a lot of website building can be pretty mundane. Some of it can be cool, but if I just have to do really basic, boring work, but it's important and it's a product that makes money, you could be paid more and work 40 hours per week to do that. game development is it's a sexy job.
It is.
In a
I think it depends on the company. If you're working for a big corporate company, like you said, they do get work to the bone. If you work at an indie company, you probably still work to the bone, but it might be more fun and passionate.
It probably would at least feel better. The guarantee of money isn't necessarily there, depending on how indie it is.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, that's not to say don't do it. That's just to show, it's kind of the reason I didn't end up doing it, was I was just looking for something more stable, and it was incredibly difficult to get into just from even doing research. I hadn't really started I probably made like small games, but nothing crazy. I started looking into it and I was like, as a career itself, like getting into the industry, if you love it, absolutely do it. It is a passion that you should have because it is going to be difficult, because it's also a passion that a lot of other people have. It's
also, especially when we're talking about joining like a big corporate game company, I think especially me, when you're like a kid or a teenager, imagining making your own game, you kind of imagine it like, oh, I get to create this cool world and you have like creative control. If you join a big company, you're going to be making like door textures or like the dialogue for like these group of NPCs. You're not going to be deciding the whole scope of the game. That's where being an indie developer gives you a lot more freedom, but then also you're doing everything, which is a lot more time consuming, a lot more stressful,
a lot more difficult.
So if you're fine making trees for The Witcher 4, and that's all you do for 5 years, go for it. But it's going to be, you're not going to be able to do much else, really. It's kind of how the industry works, unfortunately.
It's kind of the same in just like the tech industry of like going to a startup or going to a big corporation. It's like, big corporation's going to be stable. We know they're not going under anytime soon, probably. You're going to make your money. It won't be that interesting.
No.
Probably. But, you know, you get the like content side of the job there, where it's like you're getting paid, you got good benefits, your hours probably aren't too bad, blah, blah, blah. And then the startups are like usually really cool. You get to be involved in a lot. You get to do a lot of cool stuff. You're fully gambling on if the startup goes down. Like I knew a friend that worked for a company that was making a video game, and they ran out of funding, and they were like, "You've done a great job. We don't have money. I can't pay you." And he got laid off, and it really sucks. So, you know, there's two ends of the coins. I also know another friend that works for a different startup for something completely unrelated to that, and he's been there for 4 years at this point, 3.5. Makes good money. They make a lot of money. He enjoys his job. He's learned a lot.
Yeah, so it's just more risky, really.
Yeah, but could be higher risk, higher reward.
Yeah, I mean, it's the type of job, if you want to do it, it's better to do it the younger you are, because if it goes wrong, you have more time to recover.
Yeah.
That's why I took the risk of, you know, dropping out of uni and doing YouTube. Might end up stupid. Hey,
it worked.
Worked so far.
You made it work. Doesn't work for everyone, but you made it work, which is always great. Yeah, I have a friend who works for the Mercedes F1 team, which is super cool. And he's even said he's like, I don't know necessarily how long I'll be in the industry. He's like, I really enjoy it. He's like, I'm also young and single, and I probably work for 50 to 70 hours a week. But also he gets to make a race car, or at least help make a race car. So
very cool.
It's another one of those where it's like, yeah, do it when you're young, because when you're older, I don't know if you have like a family and kids and all that. Not everyone wants that or will have that, but like there's some of those jobs where like it just makes so much more sense to do it when you're young, because you have the energy and you have the time to make the mistakes. Not to say it's a mistake, but like take the risks, I guess.
Yeah. I think that's why I'm happy. That's why I'm content doing YouTube in the way I do it. Like my job, I sit at home, I make videos, I don't go out much, I don't speak to people. Obviously, you and Alarm are two best friends, different continents. So my social life is kind of fucked. Obviously, YouTube is a space where my social life can improve through connections with other creators. And I have been getting better at that. Like I'm in a Discord server with a bunch of other GTA creators. I have 2 that I speak to over voice on a more regular basis, but then I'm in a server with a bunch of others. Started yeah, it started slowly doing other collabs. Obviously, I had that RuneScape event I did recently, which obviously not social in the sense of like, oh, I have friends here and I'm meeting up with them, but still socializing. Like, I was in Discord calls with other people, having a good time, having more followers on Twitter,
talking with other people.
But then also, I don't know, hopefully over time, my thought is that like, do YouTube, especially when GTA 6 comes out, grind it really hard. Then by the time I'm in my late 20s, 30s, I can focus more on like maybe just being more stable, but then focusing on social life and stuff. It's similar with taking big risks. Like a lot of people work themselves to the bone in their 20s so they can have more freedom later on in life. Then there are some people who just want consistency throughout their whole life, just work 40 hours a week till the day they retire. Whatever works for you, man. Nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about the work hours for like a week though. The typical thing is like 40 hours a week, right? That's like the standard. So I am, at least at the moment, there was definitely a point in my YouTube career where I was working a good amount, especially early days of Broke the Ball, and I was uploading like multiple times a week. I will say the past 6 months to a year, I've been really bad. Like I haven't calculated it. I would guess on average, I probably work like 10 to 15 hours a week. Like actually working. I probably spend a bit more time thinking about work, looking at analytics, responding to comments, like recording this with you, but like actually recording or editing, it's like on an average week. There are some weeks where it's a lot when I do like a big video or DLC comes out, but it's quite low. And I do feel bad about that because like I probably should be working harder. I definitely could be working a lot harder. But I think I may have found a solution to my problem.
Oh. I'm all ears.
Well, you also have a head and arms and legs and stuff, but
okay.
You do
I
have those body parts. Yeah.
I guess.
But yeah,
I got 2 of these little guys.
You do. I found like a piece of advice that I only found it yesterday. I haven't fully put it to the test yet, but I think it may genuinely be a solution to help me work more. And I'm just saying this because maybe there are people out there that are in school and suck at studying like I did, or suck at, if you have your own job, you suck at that, or you just whatever. So typically, as someone who works for myself, or even like I said back in high school doing studying, typically you'd be like, hey, I want to do this amount of work per day, right? So you you sit down and you maybe have like a timer. You do like the Pomodoro technique, 20 minutes on, 5 minutes off, or you just roughly guess how much work you do. I end up doing like fuck all and not really realizing how little I do. Like sometimes I'll be sitting down editing. Obviously when I'm recording, I can see how much time I've been recording for, but when I'm like editing or doing something else, you kind of lose track of time unless you're really paying attention. But I found a method. I was watching a YouTube video. There's been a lot of these like Call of Duty channels that do commentaries lately that just like talk about like finances or life stuff, just general advice channels. And I came across one yesterday, and the video title was something like, I used to be lazy, but I fixed it, or some shit. And the first tip he gave on how to like fix being lazy is, instead of like counting down or just roughly trying to track your work, is that use a timer. Not counting down, but use a stopwatch basically. So whenever you start your work, you start the stopwatch, counting up from 0 seconds.
Yeah.
And whenever you stop, like he said, it's fine to get distracted. If you get distracted and want to go on your phone or watch YouTube or whatever, it's fine, but you have to pause the timer. So,
okay.
And then whenever you get back to work, you start the timer again. So you can physically see exactly how long you've worked on any given task. Obviously, this is a very simple concept. I'm sure people have done this before. But like, I'm notoriously bad at like not working as many hours as I probably should and like working a bit, but then and getting tired out, but then I haven't worked for as long as I probably should have, or not realizing how little I've worked. So I tried it out a little bit yesterday. It was already 8 p.m. at this point, so I wasn't going to do too much. But I sat down editing part of my video, and it was like, by the time I finished editing this section I felt very tired and burned out. Looked at my timer, it was only 23 minutes of work. Which is like really poor. The fact that like after 23 minutes, I'm like, fuck, tired and like burnt out is really bad. So I think from now on, my plan is, and this sounds bad for someone who works like you, like 40 hours a week, or for any normal person.
Yeah.
But my goal, which this is a lot for me, at least consistently, is 3 hours of like pure focus work a day minimum.
All right, flame him in the comments.
Which I know is not a lot. You fucking roast me as much as you want. But also, I'll have you know, creative work is more difficult in a sense. It's more difficult in terms of like, I can't just like, with creative work, it's very difficult to just like, it's not like I can like, it's not like, what's a good example? It's not like with a corporate job, I have someone that gives me work, oh, you have to fucking edit these files, and that takes 4 hours, and it's guaranteed. Or like you at work, it's like, oh, you just have to make pizza and serve customers, and you just have that handed to you.
Yeah.
With me, it's
I go in, I clock in, and while I am there, I am working.
You're doing work.
There's social pressure, there's physical pressure of like stuff in front of me.
With me, not saying that YouTube's a harder job, but like it's sometimes more difficult to get started on something because like sometimes I just don't have a video idea that I think will work for like, and I have to come up with something, or there'll be a day where, yes, obviously everyone needs to be in a good mood to work, but like because I'm on camera, I feel like I need to bring a certain energy to the video, otherwise it's going to turn out shit. And there are some days where I'm just not feeling like I'm going to be able to produce a good video. Obviously editing is a bit of a different situation. I feel like you can edit when you're in a bad mood. Recording is very difficult. Same with live streaming. Live streaming is probably the one thing you probably could just like go ahead and just do 3 hours of and then stop. Because, you know, live streams, it's
live streaming is a lot.
It is a lot, but
you have to be on, like, you have to be entertaining for 3 hours.
You do, but I think there is an expectation from the viewers that you're not going to be. It's not video level of like on, because videos you can cut and edit it. When there are live streams, it's usually second monitor content. People are expecting you to be a bit chill throughout it here and there. But it is still difficult in terms of like having the bright lights on you, needing to speak, interact with chat, play a game. There's a lot going on during live streams. But yeah, that's my plan, using a timer to try and get more work done. I know how bad it sounds. I'm very well aware. It's something I'm trying to fix within myself because I've always been bad at working. I didn't study as much as I needed to in high school. And like, I think part of it as well is that GTA is just very boring at the moment. It's difficult to play 3 hours a day GTA when there's nothing new to do.
I think there's a lot to attribute to like the last 6 months of you not like working as much. Is for the like last 6 months or like 6 months prior, probably a little before then, you were like awesome. GTA 6 was supposed to come out in November in 2025.
Yeah,
it hasn't, and I think that also hurts when you're like, oh, I had this really great plan that made a lot of sense, and then it got delayed an entire year, and it's like, well, there's nothing to fucking do with this.
Yeah, kind of put a damper on anything.
So that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I like
I guarantee once GTA 6 comes out, I won't need to worry about it as much because like the content will just be there to do. The issue at the moment is that there's nothing really to do, like at all.
Yeah. I think the stopwatch idea is good. I actually saw it as a suggestion for like kids with ADHD in school, because a lot of times the accommodations that are given are extra time. Yeah. But it isn't necessarily always what you need, because like I know for myself, a lot of times if I'm given an extension on something, I'm just gonna wait longer and then still do it at the last minute.
Yep.
So it's like giving kids with ADHD
like a break,
an extra 30 minutes is like, well, like the standard is usually just a little bit of extra time, and it's like that might work, but also they're probably just gonna push off the work and then still wait. The suggestion that I saw, I'm no psychologist, I'm not like a child psychologist, I don't know, but it seemed interesting, was this stopwatch idea where they go, okay, the kid feasibly has infinite amount of time. You give them a stopwatch, and while they're doing work, if they hit the stopwatch, they have an hour. They just, every time they hit the stopwatch and pause it, that stops their time. So they have an hour of that stopwatch. Maybe they take 2 or 3 hours. It's probably difficult to do, especially if abused. But it's like if they need to go walk around, take their mind, like get distracted for a little bit and then come back.
I mean, it would be,
they have that.
I think it would be a bit cheaty for something like an English test, where if your English test is like you have to write a story, you could pause it and go away. But I imagine you mean for like a math exam, like you could do, if you did 2 questions, got a bit burnt out, pause the timer, walk away. Don't let them look at the other questions, then come back. Yeah, it definitely could work.
And again, it's for the sake of helping with like neurodivergency, not someone who's just lazy and then wants to cheat. Obviously, it can be difficult in like someone you might like maybe misidentify. Like I think it should be given to people who are like a psychologist has
recommended
been like,
this.
Yeah, you have this is recommended. Like, you know, you get a doctor's note for it almost.
Yep.
But I don't know. I'm curious to see how it works for you.
Yeah, because I'm pretty positive I don't have ADHD. I definitely have symptoms, I guess, but I mean, it doesn't mean you have the thing.
Yeah.
I think my main issue is it's difficult for me to get motivated to do something unless I'm very passionate about it. That's like my main thing. I'm fueled by like, I'm like the typical like artist. Like I need inspiration to do something. And with GTA being just so, I mean the game, if you haven't played it before, there's a lot of stuff to do. I've done everything.
Sure.
So there's just no inspiration whatsoever. So it's very difficult for me to get me to do anything. Because like I've been working on a video now for like close to a month, but it's basically the exact same video as the one I did previously, but just for a different title and thumbnail and a way of like framing it.
Sure.
So to me, it's basically doing the same thing, and it's really boring to do, and it's a slog to get through. I've been uploading more second channel videos because there was new content that came out. It was the new Odd Jobs, which has newspaper delivery, fire truck work, and forklift work. Just new, basically regular person jobs in GTA. I made a quick 30-minute video or 20-minute video on my second channel going over those because I didn't think it was main channel worthy. And like I say I had fun. I raged a lot during the forklift
like,
missions.
It doesn't sound like you had fun.
No, it was just kind of a nightmare. But I had like
You made content.
It made content. It was fun in the sense that it was something new to do. Like it was just something new to do. I didn't feel like a chore going and making the video. Whereas the one from a main channel, it does feel like a chore because it is just the same thing over and over again. We're starting to record the 4 Idiots video soon, which that won't be a chore. That'll be fun. But yeah,
that should be fun. Hopefully,
there's just not much super interesting going on there, so I'm struggling with that. But I think I'll try and get into live streaming soon, playing like some other games, which might help. But yeah, this timer idea, gonna try. We're gonna see if it works for me.
We'll see how it works.
If it does, the plan is that to build up my tolerance, build up my workload slowly over time. And then hopefully by the time I get to GTA, because with GTA 6, I think I've told this to you before, I'm really worried that it's going to come out and I'm going to struggle to keep up with the workload. Like, I'm just not going to be able to stream 10 hours a day or fucking record 8 hours a day because I'm not used to it.
I think it will be easier than you expect purely because there was a period of time where you were doing this.
Yeah. I also mean, like,
I think once the passion is there, you'll like.
I don't even necessarily mean mentally. I also mean like physically, like sitting in front of lights and screens for 8 hours straight, recording. Like my voice is getting kind of sore now speaking with you.
Yeah.
It's been like 2 hours we've been talking. Speaking 10 hours a day is going to be a bit of a nightmare. Like the second channel video I just uploaded, I was stumbling over my sentences like a ridiculous amount. It was getting like annoyingly bad. I was like screaming at myself off camera because I was getting pissed off. So I need to like practice speaking more for my job as well, which is kind of
that makes sense.
Bad.
I almost wonder if maybe like the couple 2 or 3 months leading up to GTA 6, you just start making a bunch of content, and then if you don't like it, you just don't upload it, but you like use it as a way to get back into the flow of things.
I think it'll just be second channel content. Just upload a bunch of stuff.
That also too. Just upload a ton of stuff, and it's like, if you didn't like it, it was at least practice. And obviously some of the stuff you put out, you're going to like and enjoy, and you're going to put it out and you're going to think it's great. But like almost make extra content. And if it's good, it's good. You put it out, boom, you have more videos. If it's not, you got yourself back up to GTA 6 speed.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if anyone's really going to be prepared for how big the game is, but I know for sure, just speaking to other GTA creators, a lot of people, just due to the slog that GTA 5 has been over the past year or so, are really out of the zone of making content in that way. Everyone's kind of just repeating the same old videos, doing the same news. There's not much to go off of. It's going to be a real intense period when GTA 6 comes out, and there's just all this new stuff, and it's just like, whoa, what the fuck do I even make content on? So yeah, getting back up to speed is going to be important.
So many possibilities.
Yeah.
Less than I think we're at what, like 10 months away at this point.
As long as it doesn't get delayed.
9 months away. Yeah, presuming it doesn't get delayed, which, you know.
Let's hope not.
Who knows? I hope not. Not for your sake. And not for, I guess, everyone else's sake. I know I'll play it. What if I become a GTA YouTuber? I probably won't.
I mean,
I'll just piggyback off your success.
I mean, you could easily, there's a collaboration feature on YouTube, so whenever we make a 4 idiots video, I can just put your channel tagged on there.
True.
That goes up to you. Easy money.
That is true. Is this my YouTube era? Is that what we're
guys,
doing right
leave a
now?
like if you want Chad to be a GTA YouTuber.
What if this got like way more likes than normal?
What's
like
the-
I'm not like I'm talking like more than our normal viewage. Like we get like 3,000 likes on this video or something like that. Just because of
The
that
people need
comment
it,
at the
Chad.
very end of the
Yeah,
video.
so we normally get like, what, like 10 likes a video maybe?
Yeah, like 10 likes or something. Something pretty small.
If this video gets 50 likes, Chad will become a GTA YouTuber.
I have to become a GTA YouTuber.
At least make a 1.
Sure. Yeah, all right, yeah. 50
Why can't I
likes
see
and
the
I'll make
likes
a
in that
GTA
videos? What the
YouTube
fuck?
video. I mean, I can see the past couple. They're not high. Let's go to analytics. I'm sure. This is the interesting part of the podcast where we go on our phones and look at our screens.
Well, I'm on my PC, but sure.
We're professionals here. I don't know. Yeah, 50 likes. I'll make a GTA YouTube video. It's just like 1 second long, and it's just like, and then that's
it's good enough.
Yeah, it technically counts.
You got the you can make the Jepperini channel name goes hard.
I do love Jepperoni as a name. That could happen. Well, let us know if you have thoughts. Just generally. Just any thoughts on anything. Or like this video, so I have to make YouTube videos.
Yeah, do that.
I'm contractually obligated now.
Yep.
All right. Bye.
Peace out.